So maybe you just got your resistance bands and you're wondering, what am I supposed to do now? Or maybe you're hesitant and you're about to get your resistance bands, but you just want to understand if it's even going to be right for you. I'm about to explain it all. Let's dive in. Let's start with benefit number 1. That is probably already well known, but it is important to cover. Resistance bands are a low-impact, joint-friendly way to encourage muscle strength. For individuals, especially those over 40 or older adults, this is important to focus on because we naturally experience an age-related muscle loss called sarcopenia. Depending on our diet and our genetics, this can speed up as we age, so we're losing more muscle mass per year. Don't worry, there's something to help combat it. Strength training or resistance training. But a lot of people have issues with their joints, or rather, it's uncomfortable. Resistance band training can definitely help with that. This, of course, is helpful in injury prevention. Now, I will touch on that free weight training is not dangerous for individuals. It's just not as easy to control for those who are not trained to do so, making resistance bands excellent for beginners. Another benefit for resistance band training is that it's highly scalable. Scalability, though, for beginners can be something as simple as starting with a bodyweight exercise or using the resistance band for an assisted squat movement pattern. From these regressions of movements, you can progress accordingly, gradually making exercises more challenging. However, it's important to not progress yourself too rapidly and too intensively. Another way you can progress for resistance band training is to simply increase your volume, increase the number of reps that you do for a specific movement, increase the number of sets. Progressive overload is a critical principle, and using resistance bands can be an effective way to access progressive overload. You still need to do it correctly, which is why I have an entire course on how to do so. And by the way, if you're interested to know more about what I mean by progressive overload, I've got a video on that you can dive in for deeper detail. But in the videos to follow this one in the resistance band course that I offer, I'm going to go into great detail on how to specifically do it with resistance bands. Another incredible benefit to resistance band training is the versatility. In my opinion, the resistance bands are just excellent for beginners because you really can either advance from a bodyweight only exercise to adding resistance bands, or use variations that are more assisted using a resistance band and then progress to bodyweight. That leads me to the next point. They're inexpensive and they save a lot of space. I've got tons of clients that bring their resistance bands with them on vacations, internationally, or just to the hotel for their work conference. It makes it really easy for you to stick to your program without any excuses. Furthermore, you can keep them at your desk, so that way you can get in a nice workout or a mobility or flexibility session in your office. Now I'll end with a brief overview of some actual scientific findings, and I'll point out another video that I have that dives deeper into each of these citations. There was a research article that indicated higher rate of adherence and completion for individuals using resistance bands versus free weights. That's significant alone. Half the battle is sticking to a program. So if you're a beginner and you're looking to adhere to something, and you just need to gain positive momentum in a forward direction for your health and overall wellness, why not start with resistance bands? Next up, resistance bands show scientific literature to support their improvement of muscular strength and even muscular size to a certain degree, but especially for beginners in fitness. Resistance band exercises also have scientific literature to support that, well, they're good for weight management. And that's, of course, a concern for many. Last but not least, resistance bands are appropriate for special populations, including individuals with COPD, and of course, joint-related conditions. Check out this video for even more information about all of those citations. Now I'm going to speak briefly about the different styles of resistance bands that exist out there, and then I'm going to specifically cover the style I'm going to use for the remainder of this course. The first type that exists is a mini band or a loop band, not to be confused with the loop band I'm going to use for the rest of the course, which is much larger, but they are called loop bands or mini bands. These ones can go around the ankles or around the thighs. They do come in an elastic variation or latex, and they also come in a fabric variation that has some silicone lining in it. These ones don't roll. I really like them, but they're also a little bit more challenging to use around the ankles. So each one has their benefit. Now, I won't explicitly use those, but if you want a little bit extra from an exercise, you can certainly throw those in around the thighs, around the ankles, and make things a bit more challenging. Next up is the 41-inch loop resistance band. And this is the style I will be using for the entirety of this course. Specifically, I'm using the one by Vector Athletics, and that's because they are personally my favorite brand. They are made of silicone instead of latex. They're highly durable, and obviously for those of you with a latex allergy, they're exceptional. I strongly recommend this one, especially for those with a latex allergy, because the other ones out there that are made of TPE are rather flimsy. This is not. I even recommend this Vector Athletic one over the latex versions, even for people without a latex allergy, because it's just better. It doesn't feel like a balloon. It feels like a piece of exercise equipment. It is extremely safe. I'm very, very pleased with these. So highly recommend them. I will be using this 41-inch style loop band for the whole course. So if you do not already have these, make sure that you get a pack of them. You will need more than one. And fortunately, Vector Athletics sells a pack of them with varying tensions, and it gives you a wide variety of tensions so that way you can scale your workouts and progress effectively. The last style of resistance band that exists out there is a really popular one that a lot of people just call TheraBands, and that's just the flat style resistance band here. It's a balloon, basically. It's just really, really flimsy. But what these are good for are individuals who need specific footwork. Strengthening the ankle complex in particular, not ankle mobility exercises, but rather ankle strengthening exercises and foot strengthening exercises. I use these for my clients who specifically need that. However, I will not be using this for the entirety of this program because not everyone needs those specific exercises. If you feel you may need a more personalized approach for the exercises selected for you, I do offer one-on-one coaching. Please check that out if you need more guidance. Now, last but not least, there's actually also tubing. I don't actually recommend those because they are really flimsy, highly breakable. By all means, you can use what you've got. Just know that I don't particularly trust them. And if you are to use ones with tubing, I recommend the ones with fabric surrounding them. I won't be using those because they do require different types of anchoring solutions. So I utilize the 41-inch loop bands because for me, they're just easier to anchor to things. And easier to anchor safely, I'll add that. But as long as you got the 41-inch bands, you're good to go. If you don't already have them, I do have a link to Vector Athletics resistance bands as well as a coupon code for your convenience. So there you have it. I am thrilled to embark upon this resistance band training journey with you. This training style is about to open up a fun world of possibilities for your fitness endeavors. In the next sections of this course to follow, I'll be diving even deeper into specific exercises using your resistance bands and how to program and progress them in your routine so that way you don't plateau, you avoid injury, and you see success in your strength, your flexibility, and your overall wellness. That's all for this video. Check out the link in the description to more resources. I do have access to this course. The first module is entirely free, so get yourself started, understand the basics and safety, and do your very first resistance band workout. I'll see you there. Always remember, your health is an investment, not an expense.